Alright, so today you're going to be learning how to write a poem. Now, you're all going to be working on a poem to do with Remembrance Day. Therefore, I'm going to be writing a completely different poem, but it should hopefully give you an idea of how you can start and how to write your poem. Alright then, so the first thing of course that we all need is the date that you're writing this. In this case, I'm writing on the Monday the 12th of November 2018. After that, we need to skip a line and we need to make sure we have the waltz. Well, today's waltz is we are learning to write a poem. Now before you start, you need to make sure that you check on what target you're working on. In this case, I'm working on the features and making sure I've got all the features of a poem in my piece of work. Now, before you even start, perhaps it's a good idea to flip open your target sheet as well, just so you can keep referencing it as you go through your poem. Right, the next thing we need to have in front of us is this here, which you should all have. There should be one each. So here's a stanza that I've already written. It's the first stanza, and I just wanted to share it with you first to show you just kind of how the features and the checklist is supposed to work. So it goes, let me out of the classroom, let me out of the school. I'm not so good at boring geography, I'd rather be watching TV. Right. Now, the first thing I did as I was writing this out, I ticked off my ideas as I went. So I had the title, which was Let Me Out of Class. Alright, the first stanza was trying to get out of the classroom. So that was that idea done. And one of the subjects I used to hate when I was a child was geography, because you spent most of the time just colouring in maps and it was really boring. So I decided that, right, I'd rather hate geography and I'd rather actually be at home watching TV. So I've included all those ideas, so I've ticked them off. Alright, now ideally when I'm using this featured checklist here, alright, I'll be going through this with a yellow highlighter and ticking off with yellow highlight which ones I've completed. So it goes, let me out of the classroom, let me out of the school. So we've got a bit of repetition here, let me out. So I could probably take that one off and say that's complete. So again, remember, I'm doing self-assessment, so I should actually be using a yellow highlighter, would be preferable. Alright, have I got any expanded noun phrases? Well, I'm not so good at boring geography, so I've got one there. I did have wonderful TV, but I got rid of the word wonderful, so I just crossed it out because it kind of interrupted the rhythm of the poem. It sounded better without the word wonderful in, so I crossed it out. Alright, but yes, I've got expanded noun phrases. I don't have any similes just yet. I did have alliteration here, watching wonderful TV, but again, like I said, I crossed out the word wonderful because it was interrupting the flow of the poem. I don't have any adverbs yet, and I don't have a rhyming pattern, which is fine. It's only the first stanza. We've got another two stanzas, so we need to try to fit those in next. Alright, so I'm going to start this stanza with okay, so I've mentioned this one. So someone's here with a note from home. Obviously, who's here with a note? It'll be a teacher. So the teacher's calling my name. Somehow we've got to get the fact that mum's arrived in here. So teacher's calling my name now. He says my mother is right outside. Let's go for that one. So, he... Yeah. So, I've come up with my second stanza, except, obviously, using our checklist, I've noticed that actually I've kind of missed off some of these features. I mean, it's got a good pattern. It's got a good pattern to it. We follow the plan. Someone's here with a note now. Teacher's calling my name. He says my mother is right outside. I should go and she'll give me a ride. Not too bad. Outside, ride, kind of rhymes. So I could probably tick off this attempt at a rhyming pattern, although I've only done it in one paragraph. I'm missing some more expanded noun phrases and I kind of want to get one in. So he says my mother, I could probably think of something to do with my mother here. Tell you what, we'll also put in a bit of alliteration. So maybe my marvelous mother. He says my marvelous mother is right outside. Okay, now we're going to expand a noun phrase for that one. We've got some more alliteration, maybe adverbs. Let's have a look. I should go. Let's put in here, I should go quickly. That's always a good adverb to add in. So I should go quickly, and she'll give me a ride. Kind of ruins our rhythm, but you know, it levels up our poem a bit more. And that's the kind of thing we want to do. So as you're writing through your poem, first thing you want to do is always make sure that your poem, what you're writing, makes sense, you know, and it's linking back to what you're calling your poem. So make sure it makes sense. But when you finish that paragraph, you know, grab yourself a pencil and go back through and add stuff in. So, you know, go through your checklist, make sure you're adding things in as you go through.